Hey everyone, I'm Leanne if you don't know me, and if you do know me and you're back, I'm glad to have you guys back. Today we are talking about a new foundation from NARS. This is the Soft Matte Complete Foundation. If you've been watching my channel a while and you know the products I love and swear by and go to over and over and over again, you guys know that I love the concealer by the same name and I've been using it for years. This is brand new to me. I'm excited to try this out. I don't usually do one product makeup reviews, or usually I don't, but this is a product that I was really excited about whenever I first saw that it was coming. It's a matte foundation. I have oily skin. I live in Texas. It's real hot here. There is no sign of fall on the horizon, and I just gravitate to more matte foundation. So let me tell you a little bit more about this. It comes in 34 shades. It's a natural matte coverage foundation. Apparently there is no oxidation that happens, which means that it doesn't interact with the environment and turn a shade darker on you halfway through the day, which is nice to know. And it's a high coverage, low maintenance foundation, which is not always the case, and it will be interesting to see if that is the case. Also, this foundation goes for $40, which is definitely more than I would like to spend. This was sent to me. They sent me 3 different shades and I appreciate that a lot. But today we're here to see if it really is worth $40, because if I fall in love with this foundation, that means I'm going to be purchasing this foundation over and over again if I do love it. And I'm not going to repurchase something, and I'm not going to recommend something that is $40 if it is not all that, all of the claims, and truly worth it, because $40 is nothing to joke about. I will say the concealer is $30 and I absolutely would recommend it. Even at $30, I know that is pretty pricey for a concealer, but I've repurchased it. I absolutely love it, absolutely would recommend it. This is not about the concealer. Let's get started on the makeup. Obviously, I've got no makeup going on. Let me zoom you in a little bit so you can see my skin and everything going on. I did use self-tanner last night, so I'm a little bit more tan. I feel like with these lights, you can never tell if I've used self-tanner or not, so I probably didn't even need to tell you that, but I've got a few spots going on. It's a hormonal thing. I did IVF stuff a month ago. So I feel like my skin is a little confused at this point, but it's not that bad. And from what this foundation claims to do, it's probably gonna have no trouble covering those things up. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and apply my makeup, see how it applies, all of that, but then I'm gonna do a 3-day wear test. So we're gonna see how it survives, how it holds up in the Texas heat with my oily skin, and just, you know, against life in general. So we're gonna go through most of my normal steps, the normal things that I do to kind of keep my foundation going when I wear it. I have not been wearing foundation as much in the last few months as I'm sure most people have been doing, but when I actually do put on foundation, it's kind of a treat. I don't know. I never used to think about foundation that way, for sure. It's never been a treat to me. So I will list all the products that I'm using in the description in case you're curious. This is my primer, and then after my primer, I go in with a little bit of translucent powder. This helps me get a little bit more coverage out of whatever products I'm using, and it also helps me stay matte through the day, and I need all the help I can get. For my under eyes, I'm using a Becca color corrector. Okay, now I'm ready to apply the foundation. This doesn't really look like it's a squeezy tube, but it is, and I love that. One thing I don't really love about the packaging is the soft matte cap, but that is a very NARS thing to do. It's very expected for NARS packaging, but you know, I haven't even used this foundation yet. I've just done a little bit of color matching / swashing. I'm not even sure if this is my color, and it's already filthy. And like, if anybody was looking for my fingerprints to like find me if I was missing, or if I was like suspected of a crime, wow, should I be saying this? Find this foundation, you got me. Anyway, definitely comes out pretty easily out of the squeezy tube. Ooh, hello. Let's just leave this cheek naked just to see. I think this color is okay. It's medium 2.5. I'll list it in the description as well. Generally, I like to go in with as little product as humanly possible. I don't like to wear a lot of foundation. I feel like foundation can look really gross on your face, especially if it's high coverage, but sometimes the more high coverage foundations stay matte the longest, and they stay on the longest, and they stay prettiest the longest, even though you kind of have to baby them during the application process, which is annoying, but it's a fact of my life with this oily skin. I'm also coming down my neck a bit. All that to say, I might not be maxing out the coverage because I'm not using maybe as much product as they would recommend, but this is just the way I do it, so that's why I'm showing you. Okay, come a little closer. I've got the foundation on my forehead and down in this section. You can definitely see a difference between the coverage here and nothing on this cheek except for my corrector. And the coverage looks nice to me. In general, I think it is a very, very pretty, flattering finish for being a higher coverage foundation. I don't think this is like opaque paint kind of foundation. I do think it's a softer high coverage. I don't even know how to explain things at this point. You're seeing what you're seeing. I think it looks nice. Let's do the other side and move on with our lives. All right, I've got the foundation all over my skin at this point. I can definitely still see a healthy sheen coming through on my skin. So it's not like a suck you dry, suck your soul out kind of matte foundation. It's more of a soft matte, natural matte, you know? I need to go in with all my other products like my concealer for under eye, bronzer, blush, you know, the whole deal. So let's go ahead and do that and I'll see you in a second. Okay, here we are. I don't know who we is, but this is me and my face. This is how it looks with all the other stuff going on. I think my skin looks nice. It's definitely a higher coverage foundation than what I've been wearing for the past while. So it's a different look, but it's a much more perfected look and my brain likes that. We can probably work through that in therapy at some point. In these lights, in this room, after a very short time of applying it, I will say it looks nice. That is the most aggressively first impression opinion you could possibly get in this moment, but I think it looks good and I look forward to wearing it all day, and I will be back with you in a number of hours. I don't know how long, when things change, when I feel like I need a touch up, when I have an update for you, or at the end of the day. And then, like I said, I'm gonna come back to you 2 more days and then we'll have a final thought about it, whether it's worth it, whether it is the new ideal foundation for us oily skin gals that struggle to keep foundation on our faces. Okay, see you soon. Or not. All right, here we are at about the 8-hour mark. I'm definitely very shiny. I'm definitely feeling like I'm in need of some blotting powder. This is the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot, and I just put this all over my face when I feel shiny. And I feel like it does a really good job of not disturbing my makeup and just mattifying things without making it look cakey or weird. And really, I feel like I like this foundation so far, even though it has gotten shiny before I would have liked it to. But I have been all over the place. I've been out, I've gone to the grocery store, I've gone to UPS, I've had my mask on, taking it off, putting it back on. Like, you know, that can be pretty bad for makeup. You know, generally it's like not even really great to even try to wear makeup if you're wearing a mask, but I was doing the review, so obviously I had to. But I feel like it really stood up to the mask and my oil, because even though I'm very shiny right now, and you can definitely see I'm needing some blotting powder, I don't feel like the makeup is really breaking up on me. I looked at it in the daylight in my car, which I feel like is one of the most unflattering moments possible. But right now I'm kind of trying to hurry because we need to hop in the car and we have kind of a long drive ahead of us. So check it out. This is my face. I'm gonna put this on and then I'll show you what it looks like again while we're in the car, because really we've gotta go. Okay, we're on the road. I'm mattified. I am feeling good about this foundation. Even looking at myself up close in the sunlight, I feel good about this foundation even 8 hours later, which is saying a lot, because I feel like that is the most unflattering situation to really take a close look at your aging foundation. Currently it says it is 110 degrees outside. Earlier it was saying 105. I'm getting blinded. We're going to visit Grant's aunt that we haven't seen in a very, very long time, and we're gonna be sitting outside. So I'm about to boil. we'll see how this face is doing afterward. All right, guys, I'm checking in again from my bathroom. It's been about 4 hours since I last checked in with you guys. We've been outside for about 3 hours. And like I said, it's over 100 degrees outside. Somehow the sun going down did not help the heat whatsoever. I was sweating, but I don't know if you can tell. Hopefully you can. I'm using my vlog camera right now, and sometimes the lighting in here looks a little pink, so hopefully it doesn't throw you off, but like, we're still in business here. No, it does not look perfect on any level, but I am really, really surprised by how well this foundation stood up with the amount I was sweating. Like, we were driving home and I was like, Grant, I'm doing a foundation review right now. Like, today is basically a wash for this video. Like, I thought all was lost and today would be kind of like a throwout day just because of how long we sat outside and how much I was sweating. I was profoundly sweaty, if that helps illustrate anything. The long car ride home definitely helped me cool off a lot. But let's look at this makeup up close. Hopefully you can see my blush has definitely faded significantly. My bronzer kind of no longer in the building, but let me just stop talking for half a second so you can really see what's going on here. Definitely wouldn't call it perfect. Definitely wouldn't call my face matte at this point, but I still feel like it exceeded my expectations considering the weather, considering that I've just been sitting outside sweating for the past 3 hours. Like, I'm impressed at this point. But of course, I told you we're gonna continue this review on for a couple more days, so I'll see you tomorrow. All right, here we are. Day 2, I've already got the makeup on. I didn't want to put you through the whole application process again because it was just the same as yesterday, except I did use a slightly lighter shade. This is medium 2 Santa Fe, and I also used even less product than I did yesterday. At the end of the day, when I was really inspecting my makeup, I did feel impressed with how it hung on through the heat, through the mask, through everything. But I felt like I did apply a little more product than I normally would just because I was recording the video and focused on that. So I wanted to focus on just like the most minimal application possible because I've got another long day ahead of me. It is very hot yet again on my app. I just checked. There's an excessive heat warning across the screen. It's 99 degrees right now. Feels like 111, and we're not even to the afternoon temperatures where they're saying that the high is 104, which what is that gonna feel like? 130? Like, I'm not ready, but it's happening. We are gonna be going out. I am gonna have a mask on, mask off, mask on, you know how it goes. And that can be really tough on foundation. And I feel like with even a little bit less product, it gives you a better chance of it not moving around or gathering in lines and stuff like that. So we're gonna see how it goes today. I've got high hopes judging by yesterday, but we'll see how it goes and I'll check back in with you at the end of the night and I'll let you know how it hung on to my face. That's not really a normal way to say that, but actually let me give you a little bit of a close-up here. I do like this shade on me. I kind of like both of the shades. I don't know which one is my favorite right now, but overall I think it looks good. It is matte, but I see a little bit of a sheen coming through. It's not dewy. It is not dewy, but at the same time, I don't really like dewy. I know you're not really allowed to say that on YouTube, but like, dewy's not for me. It's not for everyone. That's okay. Going about my day, and I'll see you later. Okay, so it's the end of day 2. Honestly, it's a little bit earlier in the evening than I would normally feel like this, but I am so tired right now. I've had this makeup on for about 10 hours, and oddly, I kind of feel like it's not holding up as well as it did yesterday, mainly just on my chin and a little bit, you know, just around my mouth. But I also feel like I've eaten messier foods today, so that could be the issue. And I don't really think that's the fault of the foundation. Like, greasy food and foundation, they never mix. Like, that just never goes well, and it's not really the foundation's fault. But in general, I feel like it looks pretty good. I don't know what happened here. There's just like a black mark right there. Really, more than anything at this point, I'm just super impressed with how well it stands up to the mask and the heat and the sweating, just all of the factors that I'm dealing with right now. To be totally honest, I almost feel like it's unfair to the foundation to be testing it in these conditions. It is just unreasonably hot. It's not going to be like this forever. It's not like this in many, many, many places where this foundation will be worn and sold. So I feel like it says a lot that it can stand up to these kind of temperatures and still look like, honestly, in my opinion, like 95% good. Like I still feel like this face of makeup still gets an A in my book, considering all it's been through the day. But like I said, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Let's actually do a little zoom in so you can probably hopefully see how it's kind of breaking down a little bit on my chin here. And I have that whole little situation growing there. You can see redness around my nose. That's just a thing with me always, basically. And you can see that I'm pretty shiny. I did use a little bit of blotting powder in the middle of the day just because I was starting to get shiny / sweaty, and I wanted to kind of cut it off before it got out of hand. And yesterday I didn't do that because I wanted to see how long I could go and if it would break down or not. I'm seeing a little bit of patchiness here. Maybe that is from the mask. That would be understandable. But in general, like I said, after the day I've had, I would still give this foundation an A so far. So I'll see you tomorrow. All right, day 3. I was too lazy to walk downstairs to do my hair or even really brush it out. Are we too zoomed in? I don't know. It's been a morning so far. Yesterday was a day. Today is another one. So obviously my makeup is done. I went back to the medium 2.5 color. I think I like it a little bit better. It makes me feel a little bit tan, and I think it works for me. We're at day 3 right now. You've seen this foundation fresh for 3 days in a row now. There's not a ton to say. I'll zoom you in a little bit if you want to see it. Here it is. This is where we're starting. And then I'll be coming back to you later today. If anything crazy happens, I'm definitely going to have a much more inside focused day. I think I'm not going to be dealing with the extreme heat like I was the last 2 days. So it's going to be a different experience that I think will be probably more applicable to everybody all over. Not everybody is hanging out outside in 105-degree weather. So we'll see how it wears through the day, and I'll check back in later and we'll have our final thoughts. Okay, I'm coming to you after having this makeup on for I think about 11 hours, and I am in my pajamas right now. I was seconds away from washing my face because I'm so tired right now and I'm ready to just be done with makeup and get in bed. I completely forgot that I hadn't finished this video yet. I'm so glad I remembered. I will say, I feel like the foundation wore the worst today, which is so strange because I put it through so much less. But I think that's probably because I took a nap. I was snuggling with Luna, and I probably touched my face more because I wasn't wearing a mask and I wasn't going out at all or anything. And I also didn't do any touch-ups, and by that I mean using any blotting powder or mattifying powder or anything. And I do think that actually helps the longevity of my makeup in the long run if I stay on top of that. So I definitely have a good bit of breaking down redness around my nose, and you can see that it's definitely breaking down on my chin. But I did have to use extra concealer on my chin today as well because I not only have one little guy coming up, I've got 2 now. So it was kind of more product on my chin in general, but it's just kind of crazy that it's done a little worse today compared to the days where I've actually worn masks and had to take them off and put them on and all that, which is it's hard on makeup. So that's an interesting fact to me. But I will say, despite the fact that I feel like it's broken down a little bit more, I could pull this makeup back together in 5 minutes. Add a little bit of concealer or a little bit more product around my nose, onto my chin, powder up, and I'd be good to go. And I felt the exact same way about the makeup on day 2 and day 1. I am really, really happy with this foundation. I'm not happy at all about the price tag. $40 is a lot for a foundation, in my opinion. But I do think that this foundation lives up to its claims. It did everything that I expected it to, everything I wanted it to. And actually, let me look up the price for Estee Lauder Double Wear. Okay, this is what I thought. Estee Lauder Double Wear is $43. And that's my other more like stay all day, matte, perfect skin foundation. It's been around forever and it is a heavier foundation for sure. And I was just thinking, how do the prices compare on that? I almost want to do like a side-by-side comparison at this point, but this video has probably been long enough at this point. We're probably not going to do that here. But I kind of feel like I'm leaning towards this one if I was comparing those two. And as far as I see it, this foundation has some of the same benefits as Estee Lauder Double Wear, but it's a little bit more wearable, like everyday wearable. It's not as heavy, you know what I mean? So obviously that's something I'm throwing in at the end, but sometimes it just helps me to gauge how I'm really feeling about a product by comparing it. And I just have to give this one, like 4.5 stars out of 5. I really like this foundation. I'm excited to wear it again. I can see myself wearing this one on an any day basis. Like this does not have to be like a whoa, full glam kind of foundation. It just makes the skin look good. Okay, you're still all zoomed in, sorry. It's just pretty hard for me to find a foundation that stays on my skin, which is so annoying, but I'm really impressed with this one. I would absolutely recommend it. The price point is not wonderful. I don't love that, but I think it's absolutely worth a try if you've got skin like mine, if you live in a climate like mine. It really works and I'm very impressed. And I'm really glad I'm impressed because I also love the concealer. So I was wanting to love this one. So that's my thoughts on it. Have you tried it yet? Do you like it? If you have oily skin like mine, what's your favorite foundation? I would like to know, especially if it's from the drugstore. If I haven't tried it, I'd like to try it. But that's it for me. I'm gonna go wash my face and go to bed. I really appreciate you guys being here. Definitely let me know what you wanna see next in the comments down below. You can find me anywhere on social media. It's LeighAnnSays everywhere. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and if you have subscribed, thank you so much. You are my people and I love you. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everyone. Okay. Good morning, world. What if that's how I started my videos? Could I live with myself? No. This is a pretty weird angle. This is how I shot my last video. Questionable. We're just gonna do it again though. What a look. Okay. Whoa. Hello.